Hi. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello. Hi Twitch. Hi YouTube. Welcome everyone, welcome. Happy Friday.
Hi. It is a chill-ass rainy day. Rainy Friday. The vibes are we're just chilling in our house. We've got a mug of something cozy. This is coffee. We're just gonna listen to the rain. I should turn that. Oh no, wait, I'm using Music B for my my copyright free music. I haven't thought about the fact that that's what I was using to overlay sounds. I could, you know what? I could stick that just in OBS. Sort of the way that I have these.
Hi.
And we have a new friend that's arrived. I should just do this together from now on. We have the Metal Gear surprise noise. Formerly known as Spotted. I think it's still called Spotted. That's, yeah. I'm I'm enjoying that. I've got a bunch of other sounds, but like the conversion process is not super smooth. The way that I was pulling in the ones that I have was I was doing like screen recordings of the existing sound alerts that we have. That is not a fantastic method for audio fidelity. They're especially in some of the ones that have like pretty dramatic changes in them, or like were already not fantastic quality. You can kind of hear it a little bit in the clapping one.
Hi.
Kirby sounds fine. With the Metal Gear one, I ended up just downloading in like a sound file for it. So I think sourcing the sound files is really an important part of that process. It's so difficult to find just like raw MP3s of shit. This is the kind of shit that's like people that have like NAS servers that like I'm just gonna try and collect all the media that I care about, that I would ever want to have at some point, because like you can't depend on it being accessible. This is like a great example of that. It's like it's just so hard to find media around places because of auto like copyright management. So yeah. What did I... Oh, I wanted to add like a Vine boom. I feel like that one's sort of like come around again as like a retro sound, and I'm chuffed every time I hear it in someone's editing, because it seems anachronistic now in a sort of pleasing way. But yeah, we are trucking along. We have... Oh, you know what? I have to add the panel 3 edit that I made oh no, I decided I was going to add it last stream, and then I drew it after stream. So we've scanned it in already. I just need to move it onto my art computer. Speaking of my art computer, it's going through it. I've like talked about this on stream before. I use a Microsoft Surface Pro 4 for doing my drawing. So this was a modern computer in like 2016. Almost 10 years old. Held up remarkably well since then. It was one of those like exciting Windows 10 comes on it. But honestly the worst thing with it is the kickstand doesn't work anymore, which like I usually use it for drawing, so like that doesn't really matter, because I usually don't use it with the keyboard on unless I'm doing stuff like this where I'm like moving files around and typing a lot. But like the touchscreen is working fine. I bought it refurbished in 2020. And I have changed the pen battery once since then. I think I've also talked about this. I used to work at a school where like these were the common devices, and like doing IT specifically, these pens were like the number one thing that students would come to my office about. Were like the like contacts for the battery are like inside here. So if you are like fucking around with the pen a lot, if you're like opening it up and like twisting it around and stuff, you'll scrape the contacts off because they're just like basically glued on their little like metal contacts. And the pen will stop working if you do that. The tip is also very like it's detachable, and you can like switch out multiple types of tip. I use the like fat one because it's honestly it's the most durable. There's others that have like a felt bit on the end, and give you a little bit more resistance, so it feels a little bit more like paper. But they have the sort of like durability of like like 0.5 graphite mechanical pencils, so like they're really easy to break and smush, and like over time they'll like I've even seen them like snap if someone has like a particularly heavy hand. I have a pretty heavy hand when I draw, so not super heavy, but I like to have something that's like durable. So the fact that I've made this thing last, and the batteries being out was also a part of it. Something that's kind of funny is that it is pressure sensitive on both sides. So this side and this side, anytime that you are like pushing it, you are activating it, and that uses the battery. So when students would like spin it around, or if they had it on like a string or something and they'd spin it and it would like like that, it would be activating the battery, and they would drain the battery. It uses a quadruple A battery in the course of like a month, which is wild. But like drawing, and even when I'm drawing a comic a week or a page a week, I've still not drained batteries that fast. It's been I think I changed this battery earlier this year in like around January. It might have actually happened on stream. But the so that was like 5 years basically. Which is really funny to me. And then yeah, the kickstand is finally broken. And it if I try to run like Adobe Photoshop on it, it will absolutely shit itself. When I first started drawing this comic, that's what I was drawing it on. And it was getting to the point where like running Photoshop on it was just like chugging. But that's more to do with the poorly optimized way that Photoshop is made, especially on Windows devices. Which I mean, it's similar to like modern games. They're just so used to modern PC architecture, so they're like, yeah, we don't care. Everyone's got 32 gigs of RAM and a graphics card that's less than 2 years old. So yeah. That's one of the reasons that I switched to Clip Studio. Along with the fact that at least the version of Clip Studio I used, version 1, Clip Studio Paint. Technically, what's my... it's like 1.5 or something like that. I made the mistake of trying to open the like about section, and it was like, what are you doing? Why would you ask me that? It's like a one-time purchase. It was like $40. And technically that's the second purchase I've made of it. I owned a like CD of Manga Studio when I was in like college. This was in like 2008 or some shit. So yeah. So I've given them like $80 over the course of my lifetime. and that's much less than I would have spent on Adobe. I at the time I had like a Adobe subscription through my like workplace, where I was in IT, but when people find out that I went to school for graphics, even if I'm in an IT position, they'll be like, "Oh, you can." Okay, good. That finally went away. I'm not sure what that was about. Yeah, I was gonna scoot this over. Man, I don't remember what got me started talking about. Holy shit. About my Surface. Living in a bubble, so what are you gonna do when the world don't orbit around you? Nobody wants to fool with you. Ooh, you know what? While I'm in here, I'm gonna scoot over my Halozine shit. This is, you can see what I'm doing here. Ooh, and those will be right next to each other. Okay, so this is from chapter 4, LS sketch. I started doing this weird thing where I let me move that so it's not it's stormy outside, but that just means it's like the perfect lighting with my with my lamp here. I started naming the sketches without a 0 in front of the chapter number like 2 pages ago, and I don't know why I started doing that, but it made everything start sorting weird, and I've had to start cleaning it up. Okay, so here we are. We have page 8 already. We need page 8, panel 3. And then we're just gonna go on to the reference layer. Do your mama, 'cause you're on your own in the real world. Don't go crying. Do your mama, 'cause you're on your own in the real world. The riff for this song is so sick. All right, and then there's some shading on the black layer that I wanted to do for panel 2. This. I need like my video capture device is just like chilling on the desk with the cords hanging off at it. I need a better, like, I would love like a little nook for it to rest in. Maybe with some cable management or something. That would be quite chill, actually. All right. Session crystal zone is where the wheel. This was the first song I ever heard by Remy Wolf where I like knew her name. I'm pretty sure I had heard Photo ID first. But I didn't know who she was, and I like it more now. I feel like whenever there's always a band that I like hear some of their stuff first and I don't really have context for them, and then I like find a song that specifically resonates with me, or it doesn't have to resonate with me, or just like a song that I think is cool. And then later I'll be like, oh yeah, this song that I heard by them is like really awesome, or like I like hearing it. His mouth is open, but you can't really see his teeth or anything. Oh, you know what? This could also use some texture on the wall. Yeah. All right. Panel 3.
But I really like to cry. Nobody likes me, maybe if I cry. Naming the stories and saying I have to call you back. Imagine you were missed, non-existent. Sitting right out of my back. Imagine that. Love you now as if to think of you and think of say. Kept on staring on the edge of safe. Now I'm coming around. Nobody likes to, but I really like to. Nobody likes me, maybe if I cry. I need to be taken down. Encircle me, I need to be taken down. I need to be taken down. I need to be taken down. Really like to cry. Nobody likes me, maybe if I cry. Nobody. Talk to me, I need to be taken down. Circle me, I need to be taken down. I need to be taken down. Times wrong in case that doesn't show. It's words to make things right, but it's the wrongs that make the words come alive. Think you got to put your fingers back. Even if you are so great, it's like sweeter. One night, yeah, and one more time. Thanks for the memories, each of my memories. He tastes like you, only sweeter. Going back. So bold. So except for when you look into the past. Thank you one night and one more time. Thanks for the memories, even though they weren't so great. Tastes like you, only sweeter. One night. Again, one more time. Thanks for the memories. Thanks for the memories. See, it's like you consider. From the former crunching numbers. How do you find? Get you out of these clothes. face like you, sweeter. One night and one more time. Thanks for the night. It tastes like you, sweeter. And one more time. Thanks for the night. So bright. It tastes like you, sweeter. And one more time. Thanks for the night. See, it tastes like you, sweeter. Nothing new, to escape, and it was just us two. To escape. Behind you, honest nothing unless you're behind me. When it's spider, but behind you. Just as two. Unless you're hurting me. Spider, behind you. It's not hurting me. You're hurting me. This like pencil line here is like so dark. I think it's part of the ink. It's gonna fuck me up. I promise you I'm gonna try and erase that again before I'm done inking this. The rose will say, a man uptown, downtown, 1,000 miles between us. She is waiting for the night to fall, let it fall, never make it in time. West and east are a man uptown, downtown, and the night between us. She is waiting for the night to fall, let it fall, never make it in time. the roads, west and east, Harlem, my town, downtown, 1,000 miles between us. She's waiting for the night to fall, let it fall, I'll never make it in time. Ba, 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 da, da, ba. Ooh, I have a better idea for the pose on this. If her if their leg is up this. Sort of like, this is them sort of like getting up before they bolt. Is the color I know, the sound as it keeps me before your eyes and sound of your breath in the cold. The sound will bring me home again. Is the color I know. Oh, the sound is that keeps me before your eyes and sound of your breath in the cold. Oh, the sound will bring me home again. Do da do, do da do, do da do, do da do. Do da do, do da do, do da do. Too far. It should be more like I feel like there's a bunch of artists that have a like it's a better I want to say like a voice that sounds like Brendan Urie, but like, you know, doing better music than or like doing music that is more reminiscent of like pre 2013 Panic at the Disco, which I really like, and I'm very happy to hear people doing that, even if it's like technically a little bit older. I'm not even sure when this is from. 2006. Okay, well. So it is really of its era, but I have taken a lot of pleasure in finding shit that sounds like 2006 because it was made in 2006. And every artist is gonna evolve and like, you know, keep working on their craft. My shit doesn't look the same as it looked in 2006. Hell no. I feel like if I ever get affiliate, I will make some sort of sub goal
and I will show off. Ooh, my prediction almost came true. I almost tried to erase the pencil dot. I will make a sub goal based around my old art. So maybe I'll definitely show the art from like 2004 through like 2008. There is a webcomic that I made in 2004 that I try and talk about it relatively often because I think it keeps me humble, and it's also I think as an artist it's a really good idea to keep in mind the progress that you've made as an artist, or like how your art has changed over the years. Because I was absolutely one of those artists that was like, I want to develop my own style. I want to develop something that's like truly mine. And you spend a lot of time when you think like that looking for shortcuts or like tutorials or like ways to do things that will sort of like make your art look like things that you're like, this is good. And people talk about this all the time in like art classes, where like as you are growing as an artist, your ability to critically examine things can grow faster. Your ability to look at something and be like, this is good, grows faster than it does than your ability to make things typically does. Which is fine and normal. Those are like very, I won't say universal, but they're very common in art. And I absolutely have experience with that. So like looking back at my old stuff and being like, oh, look at what I used to make things like, and look at, you know, how my stuff looks now, which I'm really proud of where I've come. And I think sort of coming to term with, or coming to grips with that concept of like and I can still see imperfections in my work. I can still see ways that I would like to improve. But like owning that is part of what allowed me to sort of like go forth and like start actually drawing this comic that I've been working on since forever. Larch Spinney has existed in some form or another since like 1999. And like there's shit that's like not even recognizable. Like when I first started drawing many of these characters, they were like anime as fuck. And like the story wasn't really anything like what it's like now. But like, you know, elements change and add, and characters get moved from one story to another. And there was like a big part of me that was like, I'm not ready to draw this yet because I don't think I can do it right. And I think a big important part of that is being like, you know what, I'm just gonna start doing it, because the more this is like the best advice I've ever gotten, is like just doing the thing is the best way to get better at doing the thing. And that's true for many things. And you I think as like a person with ADHD, it's really easy to just be like, I'm not fantastic at this when I first pick it up. So I'm just not gonna do it. Which that's been like probably my biggest struggle in art. And just being like, you know what, I'm not as good as I'd like to be at this. But you get over that. You start doing the thing, and you can see how you start getting better. And I personally, I think I can definitely see my own personal style now. I can confidently say that I have my work has a specific look to it, and it is uniquely mine. And that even now that I have that, my stuff is still gonna change the more I do it. I find a new brush. I see a comic or a piece of art that like does something in a specific way, then I'm like, ooh, actually I really like how that looks. I'm gonna incorporate that into my style. Dreams that a daughter's gonna grow up to be a junkie. Never dreams that a daughter's gonna grow up to sleep alone. Over again, change anything for the world. Oh, that's Dochi. That's fucking awesome. When is this from? Oh, 2023. I think the like Dochi album that came out recently, the what's the name of the song? It was on Drag Race. That's like how I learned about it. But like it fucking rules, and Jochi's awesome. Brush.
I need to make this sound effect more shaped. I want it to go bigger in the middle, like that. It'll be further. So, such a great riff. Ooh, you know what? I've never done a sound effect that didn't have a white background. Or it didn't have a white fill. I want this to be a white background because it's happening in the physical world, not the digital world. Ooh, Digimon related sound effects would be like sick. A good stream start. Or how sick would like a raid notification that's like the Digivolution animation go? It's when you pick a raid notification, it's like, what do you want to be jump scared by? Right now I have the Final Fantasy VII remake boss battle music, which I think is treating a raid like a boss battle is the correct way. But it would be very powerful to be jump scared by the like screeching Digivice noise. And then it's like boo doo doo boo doo 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 boo doo 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 doo. If I was a VTuber, my number one choice would be Goblin. But I think some kind of Digimon would be pretty sick. Okay. Panel 4.
I'm gonna move the like wait stop to the middle.
Absolutely did not notice that this got... Bum, 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 bum. Shaking in my hands, it started quaking, but
Ooh, I wanted to see if this song had tabs for it. Just a little bit. Standard tuning, capo 3, E minor, C, A minor, D. All of those chords. And it's sort of the like dun, 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 dun. It's up, or down, up, down, up. Oh yeah, I forgot I was looking up the tabs for One Last Breath by Creed. Hold me down, I'm 6 feet from the edge and I'm thinking of... I mean, this should be like... And... I feel like their head is not shaped the way that I want it to be. That's why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Face up into the human race. It's a vision, Mr. Blue Sky's up there waiting, and today is the day we waited for. Ah, Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Mr. Blue, where's a place to be with you? Look around, see what you do. Everybody smiles at you. And Mr. Blue, where's a place to be with you? Look around, see what you do. Everybody smiles at you. Mr. Blue Sky, Mr. Blue Sky, Mr. Blue Sky. Ding, ding, ding.
you did it right. But soon comes Mr. Night, creeping over. Now his hand is on your shoulder. Never mind, I'll remember you this. I'll remember you this way. Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Mr. Blue, what's the place to be with you? Look around, see what you do. Everybody smiles at you. Ba-da-da-ba, ba-ba, ba-da-da-ba, ba-ba, da-da-da-da, Please turn me over.
Oh shit.
When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band. He said, son, when you grow up, would you be the savior of the broken, the beaten and the damned? So will you defeat them, the demons and all the non-believers, the plans that they have made? Because one day we'll leave you, phantom, to lead you in the summer, to join the black parade. When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band. He said, son, when you grow up, would you be the savior of the broken, the beaten and the damned? Sometimes I get the feeling she's watching over me, and other times I feel like I should go. And through it all, the rise and fall, the bodies in the streets, and when we're gone we want to know. We'll carry on, we'll carry on. And though you're dead and gone, believe me, your memory will carry on, will carry on. And though my heart I can't contain it, none of them won't explain it. The world that sends you in from decimated dreams. Your misery and hate will kill us all. So paint it black and take it back. Let's shout it loud and clear. Defiant to the end, we hear the call to carry on. We'll carry on. And though you're dead and gone, believe me, your memory will carry on. Will carry on. And in my heart I can't contain it. The little marches on. Oh, disappointed faces of your peers. Oh, take a look at me, because I cannot care at all. Do I die? You'll never break me, because the world will never take my heart. Go and try, you'll never break me. We want it all. We want to play this part. I won't explain. I'll say I'm sorry. I'm unashamed. I'm gonna show my scar. Give a cheer for all the broken. Because of who we are. I'm just a man. I'm not a hero. I'm just a boy who had to sing this song. I'm just a man. I'm not a hero. I don't care. We'll carry on. We'll carry on. No, you're dead and gone, believe me. Your memory will carry on. Will carry on. And though I'm defeated, your weary widow marches on. She will carry on. It will carry on. This arm is at a weird angle. Yeah, that's more like it. I think their hip would probably come up more here.
I drew this person like a minute ago and now I can't remember what they look like. Not a minute ago, or on Wednesday. But still, they're like earlier on the same page. Good luck, have fun. No, that looks weird. We'll put their eyes like this for now, and then when we scoot the drawing over, because this was originally within the borders. I want to scoot them so they're within the panel fully, or at least so you can see all their face. It's a shade of yellow. It makes me sick, and I swear that's where these days. There's a light in your room. It's like a shade of yellow. It makes me sick, and I swear that's where these days. Now we keep running right back to you. It's okay, my dear. And I'm a kid. Running right back to you. It's okay, my dear. It's like a shade of yellow. Their arm's way too long. This is why I need to do the construction drawing. Let me go back to what I was doing for hands before. I feel like when I was doing the two like muscle circles of the hand, it was a lot easier to get it proportionally sized. Okay, I think that's also a good place where I can scoot it. Oops. The vocalist of Hopalong has like such a fucking awesome voice. Yeah, I can draw much more natural hands if I do it like this. It's not great for it, and it. I think the major weakness of doing it like this, but what I'm talking about is so if I have like a wrist right here, and then I want to draw this sort of like palm, you have one muscle for the thumb, and it comes out like this, and then you have another muscle for, this is like, if I'm this way, so it comes out like, it's like round like this, and then this other one sort of, that's the one that has the ring finger and the pinky finger on it together, and there's this like middle chunk where the other two have their own like individual muscles that lead up to them, and then you like that, and then I usually, if I'm getting a hand pose, I'll usually do the individual joint circles, but if I'm just doing like a straight hand like that, right? Whereas recently I've been experimenting with this sort of like, especially for like tricky 3D poses, I think, doing this shape. just like to do it like this. It's like you want to make sure the middle finger is the longest, followed by, this isn't true for everyone, but followed by the index finger and then the ring finger. Sometimes the index finger and the ring finger are the same length. Actually, my ring finger is longer than my index finger. It's really easy for me to tell looking at it myself, but I'm really close to it. So it's nice to get some perspective, because it's clearly... So this is actually... Okay, you know what? See, when I draw it like this, it always ends up being... These fingers should be a little bit longer. But it really affects, like, the total proportionality of how I've been ending up drawing them. And it might have to do with how I'm drawing this base shape. And it's easier to manipulate that as a whole. I'm gonna try and combine these two ideas, where like doing this, and then if I shrink that total shape, the hands aren't gonna end up being too big. But like almost every panel, I've had to shrink the hands down. That would actually be a good warm-up, doing these several times. But I really like this shape this overall shape that I have here. And it's especially from far away, I like how it looks. It's sort of much more simplified. And then this person has like leaves. Oh, they were like sort of rolled up. Or like loosely, where they're not buttoned. I always default to like the way that I wear specific types of clothing items if I'm not thinking about someone's outfit design beforehand. Or like things that I've drawn before.
My favorite music, oh no, a chance in hell, yeah, but it ain't too long. Yeah, you meant so well, but your song's no good round here. Yeah, you meant so well, but your song's no good round. No, 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 no. Awesome.
All right, we're gonna take a quick little break. Go rest your eyes, stretch, hydrate, go piss girl. See you in a second. Right, we're back. Illuminati Hotties is a cool band name. hate when you have like a cut that's like scabbing over, and you always end up like poking it accidentally. should really be like Wait. I thought I fucking... Ugh. I really thought I made a separate layer. Maybe I undid it.
Mm.